All right, everybody. As you can see, we've got this all torn apart. It's nowhere near as bad as it looks. Instead of making a video of how to get this apart, there's plenty of videos on how to get these apart. There's basically 8 screws that hold this in. These 2 up here, and one underneath your fan speed, and then one over here under your temperature knob. And then the faceplate just comes off of these center controls. You just pop those. You can see how to do this on the internet really easily. What I took this apart for 2 things. One, to replace the light bar in here, back there. So this comes off with 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th screw on the opposite side, and that's how that thing comes out. And then you just use your needle nose pliers. There's a video on how to do that as well, but mine, the two prongs back inside of this is your onboard computer. That's what this is. The 2 prongs back here, one of them was ski-wampus, so I had to put a screwdriver up in there and carefully bend it back to align it, and then it finally worked. These light bars are really hard to find. I put this in a video before. I found one in the glove box of the car, so this is the old one that was burned out. I can still sell like just the frame of this, just this harness looking thing online. I see them on eBay for 25 bucks just for the harness, and then they sell LED adapters that you either have to solder and build yourself. I think it's pretty simple, but so I was replacing that, and I got a new whoops. Oh, look at my hands, I can't figure this out. So I got a new AC and air circulation knob. My old one, both of these were completely worn off. So this one, I got this, and this light works. This one did not, so I just took the light bulb out. You can see these light bulbs. You can just pop those out, and I hope the new one works. It should. But you don't have to take this whole thing apart. You can take these apart by just unclipping these, just putting something in and just twisting, and these just kind of pop free, and this whole thing separates. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna get a different light bulb for it, but I think it will work. And I just took it out of the old one, and I'll probably find some light bulbs. They're so easy. You just pop them out and press them back in. So I probably will sell my old one. I'll fix it, put lights in it, and then sell it on eBay. And then I will probably sell this light bar as well, just the as is, and because I think these are kind of hard to come by. From what I couldn't find one. So anyways, I'm ready to get this all back together, so I'll have to update as I go. I just got the onboard computer screwed back in. Your radio pops out using, you can see right, this is a 2mm Allen wrench, and as you twist it clockwise, these little tabs on the side come out and lock it in place. And there's this one, and this just, you can cover it up like that, or you can open it up. So there's that. You open that tab, you open the one on the opposite side. That's how you take your radio out. And your anti-theft is going to start beeping. If it beeps, you just turn your keys half on and then turn them back off, and it resets it, so your theft alarm shuts off. And then these things all just, once your radio's out, you can reach up behind and pop out each one of those buttons, and you can pop out your, you can see where my AC button goes in there. You pop them all out, and you can see all the harnesses back up in here. There's all my buttons. So it makes a big mess, but everything, you know, is fairly intuitive to get back together. So I'm gonna start putting this all back together now and see how it goes. But I've got my onboard computer back in, and you can see, booyah, it's working. We're backlit, so anyways, I'll update. Okay, so this is probably something I should have done earlier, but I unhooked this cord from here in this radio, and it just allowed the whole thing just to come completely out. I got my face back on, but one of my screw tabs fell out from under here, so I need to pull this back off. It's just going to come right off. I need to put that back in place, and then I'm going to put my screw up under here, another up under here, 4 screws on this plate. You can hear that's the theft saying your radio's being stolen. So to turn that off, you give your key, you do that, and then, like, as long as you don't touch this, it has like sensors or something to know it's being stolen. So anyways, I've got 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and then 1 up here, and another, let's see, where are my screws? Yeah, so 1 here, another here. So I'm going to get this bracket, this clip back in, and then I'm going to get all my screws back in and get back to you. Alright guys, I hope this video is not upside down. I'm realizing it might be. I can never remember which way I put my phone down, but we got our screws back in under here, up underneath there. We got one in up here into this, and one here. So then I kept the radio out. I reached back up in there and started plugging our switches in. We got 2 more. We got our hazard and our defrost switches. I actually think this is the rear defrost. It's upside down. And you can tell which switch is which because this one only has 5 prongs. This one's got a lot more prongs, and you can see up in there your matching prongs. So there you go. I guess this one's got 6 prongs, but one of those is probably just a ground. So we're going to plug these in, and then we're going to plug our radio back in and get our cover on and see where we get to. Okay, I'm going to do one more update in case my battery runs out, but we've got the radio is back. It's not back in. We need to push it back in further, but I need to just move some of the wires, but it's working. You see we're backlit here, we're perfect. If I turn on the lights, everything comes on. All of our buttons are working again up here. So we're just gonna move the wires behind this radio and finagle that in, do our 2 millimeter Allen wrenches on our 2 spots, and push that back in. And then we've got we still need to put our cover back on here after we get these 4 screws in, and then put our knobs on. So if we run out of battery, you see the finished product, and if we don't run out of battery, it will update when we're all done. Alright folks, we are back together 100%. Let's start up the car for a second. We're going to start up the car. We're going to we're going to demonstrate these bad boys here and all. So this was like it is now, not backlit at all, so you couldn't see it at night. If I take my light off of it, it disappears kind of. This light, these were completely worn away. That was so. Let's see. Blinker on. Uh-oh. And now I might have killed the battery having it on way too long during the day. Oh, I know the problem. I am still in gear. All right. All right, we got our flashers, we got our rear defrost, we are backlit. Sorry, we are backlit. You'll hear the RPMs change. AC is kicking on.
Oh.
We got AC. As you recall, this car has been converted over to R134 already, so we got cold AC. We got air recirculation within the cab now backlit. There we go. Okay, we're in business. That's it. And we already showed you the radio.
Turntable.
The radio works. All right, there we go. Everything fixed on that. So, and one other thing I did tonight, which was really simple, it doesn't really merit a video, is I replaced, you might recall from an earlier video, this was a different style than these others. So let's just look at these real quick. And it looks like, this one is not lit up, so I'll mess with that. Maybe I'll do a separate video for that, but this is a new one, so I'll do a separate video. Signing off.